fight him. You know, people always ask me, why? Why do you want to do that for? I just want to fight him. But coming back on the selling point, the way we're doing it right now is going great because I think we're doing good numbers.
Because a lot of guys try too hard to sell a fight because they want the asses in the seat. They want to get the best results possible. So sometimes they make up situations.
I'm gonna hit him everywhere.
You know I'm a certified scuba diver, right?
Yeah, scuba and being fit is
I can free dive as well.
Can you?
Yeah.
You honestly think if these two come together like this, you know what's going to happen?
So what
I'm going to keep them apart by a wall of security.
You know, even though he may not have had the experience as much as me of knocking people out, doesn't mean he don't have the capability of doing it. It's just like he said, anybody can be knocked out. It's only take the right punch at the right time at the right moment, and that's it. You know,
bossing out, getting back to it, and that's what they're all been trying to do. You know, because he's thinking, if I can get this man angry, get this man mad, then he'll deviate from...
You know, to be around people, just to show them what hunger is and desire is, and when you're at the top, to show them to keep pushing and pushing and pushing. Hopefully they learn, it rubs off on them.
Wilder's 40 years old and Derek's 42, and whatever snap you had when you were in your 30s, it's going to start to slow down, and your vulnerabilities will start to stand out a little more as the older you...
And if he wants to beat Derek Chisora, he's got to go back to being the executioner. He's got to go.
Got that, and who will prevail? Because I'm not being disrespectful, they're in their 40s, aren't they now? So the speed that they had a few years ago is not there. Their styles will blend to make it a real, as soon as that bell goes, right on top of each other. And they'll be throwing.
Here's a guy who's, you know, with 13 losses in his career, who's constantly overcome adversity, and he's on a run at the moment, and he believes in himself, and this is unbelievable. The two of them, as you say, the big 5-0 or 100 between them.
Do you believe that Derek Chisora can beat Deontay Wilder?
I think he's a big underdog in the fight, and I think he may also get knocked out in the fight. If he gets past 5 or 6 rounds with Deontay Wilder, he's banging that fight. He might not get through 5 or 6 rounds with Deontay Wilder, but he's fighting.
It's a fantastic, almost, you could say a 50-50. We don't know what Wilder's got left. Obviously, he possesses the biggest, probably single punch power since an early Shavers, but he didn't look great. Well, hasn't looked great, has he, for the last couple of years, probably since the Fury trilogy. And Derek continues to keep grinding results out, and once that 50th fight, it will be a fantastic build-up. We know it looks like it will be announced. I'm hearing April. I just think it's a great battle.
Deontay Wilder just lost his mind at this press conference, and I mean completely lost it. We're talking about a former world heavyweight champion, a man who's knocked out 42 professional fighters, standing face-to-face with Derek Chisora and looking ready to throw hands right there on stage. The tension in that room was so thick you could cut it with a knife. Both fighters are leaning across the table, security guards positioned like they're expecting World War III to break out, and you can see it in Wilder's eyes. That same look he had before he nearly decapitated Luis Ortiz. That same cold stare that froze Dominic Breazeale before he sent him to the Shadow Realm. Chisora isn't backing down either, and that's what makes this so dangerous. Here's two veterans who have been through wars, who have tasted blood, and they're treating this press conference like it's the actual fight.
And you shouldn't be doing it. They shouldn't be putting hands on each other. But it is the fight game, and we've seen far worse. We've seen guys get in fights. We've seen people throw dollies in this game, in the combat sport.
Adam Smith nails it. This is a veteran clash dripping with raw power and experience. Both Deontay Wilder and Derek Chisora have been through wars, and their combined ring knowledge makes this more than just a brawl. Wilder brings thunderous knockout punches, while Chisora's iron chin and relentless aggression make him a nightmare for anyone. This isn't about who's fresher or faster. It's about who can impose themselves under pressure, survive, and strike with precision. Fans are in for non-stop action, dramatic swings, and explosive exchanges round after round. Every punch could end the fight, and every moment will showcase why heavyweight boxing remains the pinnacle of combat sport. The buildup is tense, the history is rich, and the stakes couldn't be higher. This fight promises fireworks and a spectacle fans will be talking about for years.
It is a cracking matchup because, yeah, they're both at the veteran stage of their careers, and they've both got power, and it's going to be exciting, and yeah, it's probably the perfect match.
Sergio Mora highlights exactly why this fight is perfect for fans. Wilder and Chisora are evenly matched in different ways. Wilder carries world-class knockout power, while Chisora has the experience, resilience, and heart to absorb and respond. It's a clash of styles that makes every round unpredictable and every exchange critical. Both fighters have faced the elite, taken their losses, and learned from them, which adds a psychological edge. This is about more than brute force. It's a chess match with fists, where timing, stamina, and strategy will define the outcome. Fans can expect the unexpected, as both fighters know the value of momentum swings. This is heavyweight boxing in its rawest form, a battle of heart, skill, and knockout capability that will keep spectators on the edge of their seats from the first bell to the last.
What do you think of Wilder versus Chisora?
I love that fight. It makes more sense than Wilder and Usyk. I think we had a topic saying that Usyk was going to fight Wilder. I'm like, for what? I go, he should be fighting someone that's already on his side, where he's lost or he already's been knocked out, that has a name but is not at the top level. And Derek Chisora fits all those boxes, even though he is on a 3-fight win streak. Chisora has fought all the big names that come up short, similar to Wilder.
Tyson Fury's endorsement captures the magnitude of this showdown perfectly. Wilder's explosive power and Chisora's relentless toughness make this an electrifying heavyweight encounter. Fury's praise of both men emphasizes their legacy. Wilder as a world champion with devastating knockouts, Chisora as the fearless British warlord who has faced all comers. Fans can feel the anticipation from Fury's energy, knowing a stoppage is likely and that every punch will matter. This isn't just a fight. It's a celebration of veteran skill, raw power, and heart. With the title potentially on the line and two men who refuse to back down, this matchup promises intensity, drama, and unforgettable moments. It's a heavyweight spectacle that demands attention, and Fury's excitement mirrors the anticipation of boxing fans worldwide.
So I've just seen that Chisora and Deontay Wilder are going to do a fight. I think this is a great fight. You know, I've fought both of these men 3 times each, actually. Just thought of that. And I think it's a very, very good fight. But on this one, I'm going to go with my boy, Del Boy War Chisora for a stoppage. Get up there, Derek! Come on! It's coming home. And there should be a belt on the line too. So one of you sanctioning bodies, you got 2 legendary fighters here. A champion, world champion with 10 title defenses from the USA, and an absolute warlord from the United Kingdom who's fought everybody, never ducked anybody, and would have been a good heavyweight in any era, Derek Chisora.
The stage is set, and the tension could be cut with a knife as Deontay Wilder and Derek Chisora step into the spotlight. Both men bring decades of experience, raw power, and hearts that refuse to quit. Wilder carries the reputation of a fearsome knockout artist whose right hand can end fights in an instant, while Chisora brings the grit, durability, and unrelenting aggression that has seen him survive battles with the very best. This is more than a fight, it is a collision of styles where every punch counts, every strategy matters, and momentum swings can change the course of the bout in seconds. Fans should expect fireworks, brutal exchanges, and high drama from the opening bell to the final round. There is history on the line, pride to defend, and a heavyweight spectacle that is impossible to ignore. This is a must-watch for anyone who loves the raw excitement of boxing and the thrill of unpredictability. Make sure to hit subscribe, turn on notifications, and watch every moment of the build-up, because when these two warriors clash, it will be an unforgettable fight that will have the boxing world talking for years.
But here's where things get absolutely wild. Eddie Hearn is literally playing referee at his own press conference. You've got the promoter jumping between 2 heavyweight killers like he's breaking up a bar fight. And look, I've seen heated press conferences before, but this felt different. This felt personal. Chisora's been in the game for over a decade. He's faced everyone from Vitaly Klitschko to Tyson Fury, and he knows exactly how to get under someone's skin. Meanwhile, Wilder's coming off back-to-back losses to Fury. His confidence is shaken, and the last thing he needs is some British veteran disrespecting him in front of the cameras. The security team looked genuinely concerned, and when you've got grown men whose job it is to handle chaos looking worried, you know you're witnessing something special. Every word exchanged was loaded with intent, every gesture calculated to provoke a reaction. Now here's what makes WILDER so terrifying even at this stage of his career. The man is still carrying nuclear weapons in both hands. We're talking about a fighter who's knocked out opponents with punches they never saw coming, who's ended fights with shots that barely looked like they connected. At that press conference, you could see the predator mentality still burning. He wasn't just talking trash, he was making promises. And Chisora knows this better than anyone. Del Boy has been dropped before, he's been hurt, but he's also the kind of fighter who walks through punishment to land his own shots. The psychological warfare happening between these two isn't just entertainment, it's strategy. Wilder's trying to plant seeds of doubt, make Chisora think twice about engaging in a firefight. But here's the problem with that approach when you're facing someone like Derek Chisora, the man feeds off confrontation. And get this, Johnny Nelson breaks down the mental chess match perfectly during the broadcast. Both fighters are seasoned professionals who understand that fights are won and lost in the mind before the first punch is thrown. What we witnessed at that press conference wasn't random aggression, it was calculated intimidation. Wilder's entire career has been built on psychological dominance, making opponents afraid of his power before they even enter the ring. But Chisora's been in there with everyone, he's never been knocked out cold, and he's got that old-school British fighting spirit that doesn't bend to anyone. The mind games were flowing both ways, with each fighter trying to establish dominance. You could see the wheels turning, both men studying reactions, looking for weaknesses, testing boundaries. This wasn't just promotion, this was genuine heavyweight warfare playing out in real time. But wait, it gets even better. Tyson Fury weighs in on the situation and absolutely nails what makes these confrontations so electric. The Gypsy King knows both fighters intimately. He shared the ring with Wilder 3 times and has his own history with Chisora. When Fury talks about the fighter's mindset, you listen, because this is a man who's mastered the psychological side of boxing better than anyone in the heavyweight division. He points out that neither Wilder nor Chisora are here to make friends or put on a show for social media. They're here to prove something, to themselves and to the boxing world. Wilder needs this fight more than he's willing to admit. After losing his undefeated record and his WBC title to Fury, he needs to remind everyone why he was feared for so long. Chisora, meanwhile, is fighting for legacy, trying to secure one more big payday and prove he can still compete with the elite. Here's where Frank Warren provides some crucial perspective that everyone needs to hear. While fans are eating up the drama and the verbal warfare, the business side of boxing still has to function. Warren's been promoting fights for decades. He's seen press conferences turn into actual brawls, and he knows the fine line between building excitement and creating genuine problems. The heated exchanges between Wilder and Chisora generate massive interest, but they also create real liability issues. What happens if someone actually throws a punch? What happens if the fight gets canceled because of a press conference incident? Warren's trying to manage the chaos while still allowing the natural tension to build. It's a delicate balance, and you can see the stress on his face as he tries to keep both fighters focused on the actual bout rather than settling scores in the media room. Now listen to this analysis from Johnny Nelson about what we can expect when these two actually step between the ropes. Wilder's power is still absolutely devastating, but his technique and timing have shown some decline since the Fury trilogy. Those brutal knockdowns he suffered, the punishment he absorbed, it changes a fighter. Meanwhile, Chisora brings something that's incredibly dangerous for any version of Wilder: durability and relentless pressure. Del Boy has never been stopped by punches. He's been retired on his stool, but he's never been knocked unconscious. That's terrifying for a puncher like Wilder who relies on ending fights suddenly. If Chisora can weather the early storm, if he can make it past the first few rounds when Wilder's power is at its peak, this becomes a completely different fight. The chess match becomes about conditioning, about who wants it more, about which veteran can dig deeper into their experience and find another gear. Duke McKenzie drops some serious knowledge about Wilder's situation that hits different when you really think about it. At 38 years old, after 45 professional fights, Wilder is who he is. There's no reinventing himself, no learning new tricks, no completely overhauling his style. He's a devastating puncher with specific strengths and known weaknesses. The question isn't whether he can become a different fighter, it's whether his existing skills are still enough to compete at the highest level. McKenzie points out that Wilder's executioner mentality, that cold-blooded finishing instinct, has carried him through his entire career. When he hurts someone, he knows how to close the show. That's not something that just disappears with age. Chisora will test every aspect of Wilder's game, his conditioning, his chin, his heart. But if Wilder can create one opening, one moment where Chisora is vulnerable, the fight could end in spectacular fashion. Frank Warren perfectly captures why this fight is so compelling despite both fighters being past their absolute prime. Age hasn't eliminated the danger, it's just changed the dynamic. Both Wilder and Chisora bring decades of experience. They've been in wars, they've felt real pressure, and they know how to perform when everything is on the line. The speed might not be what it was 5 years ago, but the ring IQ, the veteran savvy, the ability to find ways to win, that's still intact.